difficult, isn't it, when you're such a close group as we've seen over the course of the playoffs and the season. I won't go through the ins and outs of all the players, of course, but just a couple that won't be offered new deals, like Alan McCormack, for example. Start with him. Is it a case of that you just didn't quite play enough games this season?
Well, again, Alan was my first meeting this morning. Meeting at 20 past 8 is when the meeting started. Again, it's important to have the meeting face to face. I know, and it was a difficult conversation, but again, a realistic conversation, because in my mind, I know where Alan is now. Alan wants to play games, and Alan needs to play games. And again, I had some similarities with Alan to myself when I think I was 38 at the time. So a couple of years older than what Alan is now, and I had a conversation with Neil. Neil wanted me to go into coaching and do coaching, but he also knew that I still had a desire and I wanted to play games, and that's where I'm at with Alan now. I think Alan potentially will go into coaching, management, but I think he's still got that desire that he wants to play, and I think that's important. And again, most older players will tell you, in football, play as long as you can, and that was my message to Alan. I think he's still got a lot to offer, and I think not only as an individual but as a professional and as a player, and I think he's still got game time in him, and he needs to go and play more games. And I think his focus, and I think to a degree he understood and he agreed. The pleasing thing is he's enjoyed his time here. He's enjoyed his connection with the football club. He wanted to play more games. He knows that potentially, if he hadn't had the injuries, he would have played more games and played a pivotal part. Would he have accepted now going up a level and potentially not playing as many games? I think that would have been not the right way for Alan to continue his career.
And one of the seemingly more surprising ones is Jordan Turnbull, who'd been obviously a big part of that back three all season. What was the thinking behind that?
Again, I think Jordan's a player. Again, I think what wasn't in the team or wasn't really in the frame of the team when I came in, and I think that since I came in, I think he's played a pivotal part and a vital part within what we've built and what we've tried to do. There has to be, with the current situation and also the club situation within the situation, is we've had to show good housekeeping, and there's a financial restructuring that has to take place. Now within that, I didn't feel it was right to restructure the finances where we would have seen Jordan earning potentially less money for doing the same job. If you do that and you stay in the same environment, I don't think you perform at your best, and that's what I explained to Jordan. I think the restructuring, good housekeeping that we have to show would have meant that I think that potentially the environment that Jordan was going to be working in, I didn't think I would get the best out of him, and he would not be able to get the best out of himself. So I think a fresh start for Jordan and a new challenge is what he needs at this particular time. And that's not just it wasn't a money decision. It was a decision by myself that I think is the right decision for me, for the football club, and also for Jordan.
As I say, I won't go through the ins and outs of every player. We'll be here forever, and I'm sure you'll talk about those in the future as well. So just finally from me then, just looking ahead, now you're getting your squad together, and you know whose faces will still be around next season. You're looking forward to some big fixtures as well. What's the kind of motivation and the optimism like going into League One?
Look, I think the important thing is now we're still on phase 2 of rebuilding and restructuring the football club, and again, and within it, there's the effect of COVID, the COVID has had on us. We're realists, and I think those conversations are, we want to be competitive in this division. We need to format and complete and construct a squad that picks up on where we've left off or where we are at the minute. I think that's vitally important. From when I first came into the football club, we had an identity, and we had a good understanding of where we were at that particular point and what needed to be done on the pitch, off the pitch, to maintain the health of the football club. Within the next couple of weeks, months, there's going to be more and more bad news in football. And again, pleasing thing is this football club has got an identity of where they have, and they've got a realisation of where they are and what needs to happen. Again, within it, we need to be competitive, and that's it. That's the attitude. Yeah, we're not going to have the biggest budget, but we'll have a competitive budget, and we will be a very competitive team in the division.
Brilliant. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.